Hello, everyone, and welcome to Inspiration Morning Live. I am Christina Crowley, and I am so glad that you're here with me today. I want to, talk about doing your best, doing our best. And I know that Miguel Ruiz talks about doing your best in his book, The Four Agreements. And for me, when I read that, that was a change for me. That it changed how I felt about doing my best, and it it helps change it helped change the self-image of me, because it made me realize that as long as I was doing my best, that was good. It was a great thing. And but he also explained within the four agreements, it's one of the four agreements is doing your best. If you've read the book, it's a wonderful book, and there are some amazing he's a thought leader. It is a great thing that he was taught, and that he shared with the world, and he taught. And in doing your best, he said that some days your best is going to be the 4-minute mile, but some days your best is only going to be the 8-minute mile, the 12-minute mile, just as an example. But that our best it's different. It changes. Good morning. I want to say thank you for joining me. I tried this earlier today, and my best was terrible. It was awful. It wasn't there. And so, I'm doing it again. My technology broke down. It kept on going and going and going. It wouldn't stop when I wanted to stop. And I was talking about, change, the beginning of a new era. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? Is the end of an era a new beginning? And it was terrible. Because there's some times when I'm right on with my thought, and I'm sure that you experience this too. You are spot on and articulate with what you want to say. And that is what I've been struggling with this whole week. I haven't been articulate. My message hasn't been articulate as I want it to be. But I'm doing my best. But my best, according to me, isn't good enough. I want it to be better. I want my message to be better. But I've been falling short of my own big expectations for myself. But I go back to the teachings of the Four Agreements and realize that I'm doing my best. My best isn't as good as it has been in the past. And hopefully in the future, it's going to be as good as I want it to be, or better. But right now, I'm doing my best. But I'm doing my best in that I'm able to articulate how I feel like I'm not. And that's a big thing, because there's sometimes we just don't know why we're not doing our best. But we want to do better. And instead of getting mad at myself, I figured out that I'm not articulating as I would want and expect of myself. And that's half the battle. And had I not read The Four Agreements, which is a wonderful book. Hello, good morning. Thank you for joining me. Take two. Please feel free to give me some thumbs up or some hearts. I really do appreciate those. They are fun to get. They are fun to have. And they do also help with, when they get those, it activates Facebook to, sharing this more with our community, with our Inspiration Morning community, and with the community of my own personal page. So thank you very much for watching. Doing our best. I was talking about earlier how I did a Facebook Live, and it was terrible. I was terrible, and my technology messed up. And I struggle with technology. I do. and that's okay. I understand that, but I do my best to doing what I can and knowing how it works. And, but then in myself, when I was talking about, change being, is it the end of an era or a new beginning? I fell flat. I flopped. And, it was a good excuse to be able to delete it with the technology messing up. But, what is your best? And, when you struggle with doing your best, do you take it hard, or are you able to take a deep breath and start over and not be so hard on yourself. I'm doing my best right now, and I'm almost through my first cup of coffee, and it's Friday, and I've had a good week, and I've enjoyed being here with you, and I really enjoy doing my Inspiration Morning Live, and I enjoy getting out these thoughts to you, and I enjoy, the give and take, the interaction with you, the audience, and that is a wonderful thing for me. And I hope that this adds something to your day, because that is why I create these. And but I want to say, thank you for being here, and thanks for all the hearts and everything, because it's, it just, when I don't feel like my best is my best, maybe you're like, okay, Chris, this is good. This is all right. You are doing okay. And I'm thankful for that. And so I'm going to take a long weekend. I have some plans, and I'm going to have a little fun, and I'm going to take Monday off. I almost took Friday off because, every now and then when you're frustrated, you're like, but I'm going to recharge, and I'm going to regroup, but I'm going to be back Monday. I've done over 80 of these Facebook Lives on Inspiration Morning. And because when I log into my Be Live, I see a number and it's 70 something. I did way more before that. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, I've done a lot of these, and I've come far from where I started, where I was scared, and I just faked it the whole way, and I had notes, and I do still have notes, but I don't have to look at them as much. And I do my best every day, and my best gets better, and I'm easier on myself now when I'm not doing my best, because I think that helps me get through it faster, that I can figure out whether it's resistance, whether it's technology, whether it's just genuine frustration, or I need a little break, which is why maybe I'm not having my best day, but I'm still doing my best. Though my best is probably about right here. I think it should be way up here. So feel free to put in the comments any struggles you have with what's doing your best. What is your best? And what do you do when you struggle with you're not doing your best? For me, I know I haven't meditated in a few days. That could be part of it. And I've been struggling with my writing and articulation. And I think that is because I have not done my meditate. I haven't just sat down and done some meditation. No, I walk Millie every day. And that's where I do get a little bit of in the groove. I get in the rhythm of, and I can think, and I can be quiet, because I do think that, when I'm walking, or when I'm in the pool or in the shower, those are times when I can get centered, and I can focus. I can focus in a way that I'm not always able to when I'm in the office and I'm trying to work and I have the laptop on my lap. There are certain groupings that I put things in. Hello, good morning. Thank you for joining me. I want to say thank you. This is take 2. Please feel free to give me some thumbs up, some hearts. I'm so glad that you're here this morning. And I'm talking about doing your best. And for me this morning, it is not my best. I feel like, there's a number of reasons for it, but when I read Don Miguel Ruiz's book, 4 Agreements, it really brought me to understanding our best. And, some days our best is going to wax and wane. It's going to be better. It's going to be worse. It's going to be different. And for me, I've had a few days of it not being as good as I want it to be. And, I kind of know why. And I'm kind of going to recharge. And I hope that you're going to have a wonderful weekend. And please feel free to, put in the comments anything that you do to recharge, so you feel like you're doing your best. What is doing your best? And it feels really good when you're doing your best. And how do you get back on the tracks when you feel like your best is kind of run amok? For me, it's been trying to express that my best isn't really where I want it. My best in certain areas isn't as great as I want it to be. I do a lot. I do many things. I'm a multi-passionate person, and I help people who are going after their passion. And I, you do many things. And, for me, I like keeping things in order, and I keep a list. And that helps me keeping me doing my best. But then there are times where life is just getting in the way. I'm getting in my own way. And so that is why, I decided to talk about this morning, because I wanted to talk about, change and, the end of an era. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? Is it a new beginning? And it was terrible. It really was. But I learned from times when I'm not doing my best. I learned from that, and I feel like it brings me up to a new level. And I think acknowledging that I'm not doing my best, it's a hard thing, but it's necessary. I think we need to be honest within ourselves to move up to that next level of being able to do what we want to do, and to, reach more of our goals. Doing many things, being a multi-passionate woman, means keeping a lot of balls in the air. And earlier this week, I think, or maybe it was last week, I decided to take down one of my businesses so I could focus on something else that I think is as important to me. So sometimes doing your best is making choices and choosing what to do, and acknowledging where you're not doing what you think is your best, and figuring out why, and being really honest with yourself instead of I don't know, just going ahead and doing it. Alrighty, so I want to say thank you for joining me. I really do appreciate you being here with me in the morning and enjoying my cup of coffee with me, because it is, it's fun. It is fun being here, and I'm going to take a long weekend, and I hope that you have the long Labor Day weekend too. I do, and I hope that you're able to enjoy that. It is in celebration of the worker. I'm a worker. I know you're a worker, and so if you're able to take some time to relax and do what you want to do, then hooray and good for you if you're working. Like I know when I had to work at a job, I was working over the Labor Day weekend. I never took time out, except for when my days off came, to enjoy that, to celebrate that. But, as we are the workers, acknowledge that, we do together, we create, wonderful things. That we, being a part of something is wonderful. And I do feel that, that way with my clients. Together, I am building something with them and for them. And Labor Day celebrates that too. And I wanted to say, within the end of an era, which kind of brought on that thought process, and I'm still a little upset about it. I am upset about Houston and everything that's happening there, and the struggles that people are going through. But I'm also upset about Montana. Montana has been on fire for a long time, and there are hundreds of thousands of acres that have been burnt, that are burning. And I think it's more than 600,000 acres that have burned. And in the past few days, one of the chalets in Glacier Park was destroyed by fire, by one of the fires that's going on in Glacier Park. And that's the end of an era. I used to have friends who worked in Glacier Park over the summer, and I would go visit them. And my sister's in-law used to live in Glacier Park, and it was fun to go up to West Glacier and then go into the park and see the beauty of it. Montana and Glacier Park are beautiful places, but they're on fire right now. And, it's an incredibly sad thing. I know there's that type of history that just can't be, brought back as the way it was. I don't know what they're planning to do in the years to come with the chalet. I think they're just getting over the shock of it being burnt. But there's many, St. Ignatius has a fire now. There's many fires around Missoula and Lolo. It's really a terribly sad thing, and it's the end of an era. And I don't know what kind of new beginnings are going to come from it. But I just wanted to put that out there and let you know. And I know that with Houston, there's many organizations you can give to. And I love the Salvation Army. I know yesterday I talked about the Red Cross, but the Salvation Army is a wonderful organization. Please, if you can, give to them so that they can help the people who are displaced by natural disasters. There are many good organizations like them that have been around for decades that do the work, that go help people in their time of need. And I know that they deeply appreciate that. Alrighty, I want to say thank you very much for joining me today. Feel free to give me some thumbs up and some hearts. Share this if you think this has been valuable. I do truly appreciate that you watch me, and I want to say thank you. Good morning. I'm kind of closing up here. If you feel like putting anything in the comments, please do. I appreciate those, and I do comment back to everybody who does send me comments, or those who send me a private message. I do respond to those. I do, it's, I think it's the proper thing to do, me getting on our page and talking, me getting on my personal page, when somebody does send me a private message, or when, somebody puts something in the comments. I do appreciate those. So I want to say thank you. Do your best, no matter what that is. And I always recommend The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. It's a wonderful book. It's on Amazon. It's at probably at your local bookstore. And but I have both. I have the physical version because that's what I had when it first came out, and I have it on my Kindle. There's times I like to look at it. He was taught, those four agreements, and they're so basic, but they're so wonderful, and they're put together in such a magnificent way. And it's an easy read. It's a quick read. I read it in 4 nights. I read one agreement, then the next, and on and on. It's a great book. And I rarely get on here and recommend books, but that is one that I think it's an amazing thing to read. Alrighty, so do your best. I'm going to do my best. And thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful Labor Day weekend. And I will be seeing you here next Tuesday. I'm going to take the Monday off. Alrighty, ta-ta for now. Bye-bye.